Guys, so welcome to my first YouTube video. In this video, I thought I'd go through how I actually did pass the FTMO $100,000 challenge using a simple strategy that anyone can follow. So if I actually do take you to the account metrics now, if we go here, we go to here, we go to my client area. I'll take you to the metrics. As you can see, if we go here, we did actually make the $10,000 profit target within the 30-day trading period. As you can see, we had zero drawdown on the account, and we slowly made our way to the $10,000 profit target. If we look in more detail, we have not the best win rate. It was about 53%, but the average risk to reward was a 1 to 3, which is quite high. So if you have a 1 to 3 risk to reward, you can win 25% of your trades and still break even. So your win rate needs to be above 25% basically for you to be a profitable trader if you use a 1 to 3 every time, which isn't very difficult to achieve. You only need to be right, say 26% of the time. As you can see down here, we do have all the trades that I took. I only actually took about 6 or 7 actual trades, and then the rest of them you see here, like the 26-cent profit, are just so that we did actually hit the minimum trading days. Because if you don't know, on FTMO, if you do make the profit target, say in the first day, you do actually have to place trades on 9 days after that in order to pass. You see here, we have the minimum 10 trading days. So that's what I was doing with those 0.01 lot trades. And if I take you to the charts now, if I show you one of the trades that we did actually take, if I find it, it was actually, if we go to the daily, it was actually in this region here. So what I had marked up was we had this sort of order block region slash liquidity graph. And if you don't know, when you have an order block area which breaks structure and creates this massive imbalance, the price does actually have to come and retest it. And normally when we do retest it, we get a heavy rejection from it like this. In this case, we also had the added confluence that this wick grabbed the liquidity that was actually above this wick. And when price does that, it usually impulsively spikes to the downside, or vice versa. If you're looking for long positions, it will grab liquidity to the downside and then spike up. So once I had this region marked out, it was, I only trade on the 4-hour and 30-minute. So when I had this region marked out, price was in our region. So once I actually highlighted the region on the 4-hour time frame, I went down to 30 minutes to get my entries, which I always do. And as you can see, what we have here, price is struggling to break above the region. I didn't actually enter at this point though. I waited for confirmation. And if we play price on, the confirmation I actually had with this trade was we broke below this consolidation region. So we break and close below this wick. It's important that the price closes below this region, because if we actually do only wick below it and don't close below, it could have just been a liquidity grab to continue up to the upside. So once we had this breakout, what we can see here is the price created this imbalance region. And we also have this untested liquidity in here. So before the price can make any more moves to the downside, it does actually need to come back and retest this area. And through my back testing, what I found works best with imbalances is either the 61 or the 78.6% fill of the imbalance. because price hardly ever comes up and fills the complete imbalance, it only fills a percentage of it. And the percentage I found that works best is between these two areas. So what I actually do in this case, I set a limit on the 61% and have my stop loss just a bit above this order block region, because price could still come back up and retest the top of the order block instead of the imbalance. So if we allow a little bit bigger stop loss just for the spreads, because if we get into this region, we don't want the price to reject and then be stopped out by spreads and miss the trade. So I do always actually take that into account when I place my trades. So after we have our limit set, we just wait patiently for price to tag us in. And in this case, you do see that we actually get tagged in perfectly to the pip. What the first region I was looking to target was basically here. And the reason was this was the last higher low and order block, which created imbalance breaking structure. We also had the session volume, which, if you don't know, can be used as a dynamic support and resistance level from which the price can often reject. But since we broke straight past this level, I did go ahead and make my trade break even and extend my target to here, because I knew that the next point that the price was going to reject was down here. The price has no reason to reverse from this level here. So there's no point exiting the trade yet. We may as well secure some more profits. So if we play price on now, we come down and we wick into our area. And this is where I did actually get out of the trade for, I think it was about a 1 to 7.7. But because this was the first trade on the FTMO account, I was only risking 0.5%, which means that we did only make about 3.5 thousand on this trade, which is a good start, because now we could actually lose the next 3 trades in a row and still be in profit. So it kind of gives you that mental boost if you win the first trade and you don't go into drawdown. So that was basically an example of one of the trades that I took. And if you see here, I have actually written up the trading plan that I used for the FTMO challenge. And every trade was basically the same. I did the same thing. I started on the 4 hour, highlighted my area of interest, or POI, and then went down to the 30-minute for my entry. I do have various entry confluences that I do share in my Telegram group, which I will leave a link to in the description. It's completely free. I break down all of my trades in there. And sometimes I also give signals so that you can also catch the trade with me. And yeah, so here's the trading plan. As you can see, I used a 1% risk per trade, which means that for the $100,000 account, I was risking $1,000 per trade. Because I use a 20 or 30 pip stop loss, that was either a 5 or a 3.33 lot size per position. And note that I also kept this consistent throughout, and that's what you always want to do if you're trading. Keep everything consistent, and as long as you do that, you follow your trading plan, you should actually always come out on top. And yeah, I had consistent rules for where I was targeting, where I exited, and the maximum number of trades I could take per day. FTMO do actually give you a maximum daily drawdown of 5%. So risking 1%, that would be 5 losses in a day. But before I started the FTMO, this was my trading plan, so I didn't want to change anything. I knew I was profitable with my trading plan, so I kept it the same. And basically, that's how you can easily pass the FTMO challenge. You know, you can start as a beginner with a really small account size. Say most people start trading with $1,000. That's a reasonably small amount to start with that most people don't mind risking. And if you're risking 1% on that, it's only $10 per trade if you lose. So you could literally lose 100 trades in a row. You've only lost $1,000. It's not your life savings, and you'll still be good. You're not gonna go broke from that. So yeah, once you can actually make 10% on that $1,000, that will only be $100. But you got to think in your head that if you have the skill of making 10% on $1,000 account, you can do the same thing on $100,000 account. The only thing that's different is the amount of profit that you're making. So, and then that 10% that you made on the $1,000 account turns into $10,000 per month. And if you can make that, then you can pretty much trade full time and live this trader lifestyle that you see all the traders living on Instagram, without even risking any of your own money, because it's the FTMO money. So if you lose, say, I don't know, 5%, that's a $5,000 loss, but you haven't actually lost a single penny because it's funded money. So the worst case scenario, you lose the funded account and you have to take it again, which obviously isn't ideal, but you haven't actually lost anything. And when you do have that security, it does improve your psychology a lot. So yeah, that is basically how you can also pass the FTMO challenge. If you do want to see all the trades I take, as I said before, you can check the Telegram. It's completely free. The link is in the description. I will be making more of these videos. If you have any suggestions, please leave them in the description below. So any topics on Forex that you want, such as trend, order blocks, imbalance, whatever it is, leave it below and I will make a video on it. And thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like